The menace of wrong parking has continued to be of great concern to road users and the government. It not only increases road traffic accidents, it also makes free flow of traffic difficult. Many times government has come up with solutions. Still, indiscriminate parking has somehow become a norm. Some time ago in the FCT, parking meters were introduced. At that time, if one parks wrongly, one's vehicle is clamped, and for the device to be removed, you have to pay an amount of money. Well, that did not go as expected, as indiscriminate parking continues daily. How can this be put to an end? Welcome to Road Matters. I am Fatima Umar. Indiscriminate parking is like a norm in our society, as most states experience this menace. In Ibadan, Oyo State, the pace-setter state, it is a daily occurrence. People park their vehicles without thinking of the consequences. Bumi Adeyemo will take us through.
The role of transport in our daily activities cannot be overemphasized, and without it, the necessities of life would be difficult to achieve. As wonderful as the role of transport may be in our daily activities, it has been noted to possess myriads of negative effects. Cities function as commercial and industrial centers. Buses, trucks, and cars move goods and passengers in and out of cities on a daily basis. Parking is vital to ensure people have access to goods and services that they need, which is mostly hampered by indiscriminate parking. Indiscriminate parking of vehicles on roads and major highways and its adverse effect on human lives is not only risky but very dangerous.
The effect is that it causes, obstruction of traffic. It reduces the time of travel. It equally brings discomfort on the highway. Some other times it causes accidents and, road hazards.
Parking contributes to the appearance of cities and suburbs. It affects traffic operations and traffic congestion. It is one of the experiences that people have when traveling to a destination, and it plays a crucial role in managing traffic. However, despite designated parking lots provided by governments and private organizations, many still prefer to park on the road, thereby causing unnecessary gridlock.
Most of the times, with regards to illegal parking, there are certain factors, some environmental, some cultural, and also, I think the enforcement also has a place with that. And one of the challenges we do have with illegal parking is this. There are people who, as it were, will want to take advantage of a particular place with regards to buying things on the road. Some might want to just stay there, leave their vehicles, and then go and do one or two things, probably because of proximities. And some might be as a result of the fact that their vehicles are broken down and there is no way for them to have access to a mechanic at that particular time, and many other factors too. Somebody can also park as a result of weather conditions.
There are not enough parking spaces for motorists to park. Then, secondly, our culture. People are not adhering to parking at parking spaces, like because of the parking cost to pay. So that's why. Those are the two reasons I think people don't adhere.
Many reasons have been attributed to why people park indiscriminately on the road. For some, lack of patience by drivers, while others say the non-availability of road signs is responsible for this problem.
His Excellency also has built parks, and because people must have alternatives, should in case, even if you're going to enforce, there must be alternative areas where they will make use of it, and then that area is also part of it. Another part of it is to increase the number of traffic lights within the state. You can see why the roads constructions are going on. They are also imputing traffic lights and traffic signs. All these will help to educate the people. It is when all these are in place, then you now talk about enforcement. And in enforcing, there's what we call friendly enforcement, where you let the person know he or she, whatever that he or she is doing, if it is right, in line with the traffic rules. So one of the things we have been able to do over time is to engage. And then we also have towing trucks, where vehicles are abandoned on the road, causing obstructions. We also use the towing truck to take it away.
The major problem we have with indiscriminate parking of vehicles or vehicular infrastructures in this place is indiscipline, one, two, lack of enforcement or the will to enforce on the part of the government.
To reduce the menace, more policy measures are recommended, among which include institution of enforcement of traffic rules and regulations by disciplined law enforcement agents, introduction of intelligent transport system and provision of off-street parking facilities in the city plan. By and large, the act of indiscriminate parking is enormous and life-threatening. As such, it should be condemned in all ramifications.
More needs to be done to control indiscriminate parking and make our roads safe. In Makurdi, Benue State, the food basket of the nation, with high agricultural produce, there is need for free flow of cars to get the produce to the consumer. Is the bad habit of parking wrongly affecting this? Fatima Hassan will lead us through.
Indiscriminate parking on the road is becoming more than a mere nuisance as it endangers road users. Several minor and major road crashes result from indiscriminate parking.
We have 3 types of parking techniques or parking mode. One of it is called parallel parking, 2, perpendicular parking, and 3, angular parking. Now, this perpendicular parking, it is a situation where you park your vehicle such that the vehicles are parked side by side each other, such that one of the vehicle driver's passenger door is facing the other vehicle driver's door. While the parallel parking is that one that is done whereby the front vehicle back bumper is facing the front bumper of the vehicle at the back of it. And it is normally done 6 meters away from each other. While the angular parking is that one that is done slanty. By the time you now park your vehicle outside what is prescribed or on the markings on that road, it means you have parked your vehicle indiscriminately.
By implication, when such kind of parking are done, the vulnerable road users are the ones that fall victims. What we mean by vulnerable road users are the children and the elderly, who possibly are pedestrian walking by the road. And for the children, you find out their psychomotor and judgment is very low, because what they may be seeing far away could be closer. The same thing with the old, due to the weakness of their eyesight. They may be seeing something far and it could be close. So before they come and cross, due to the blockage of that indiscriminate parking, then at the end, another vehicle will come and crush them, or a motorcyclist. So invariably, that's the hazard the indiscriminate parking constitute equally.
Actually, not that we want to park wrongly. At times, Okadas, they will park wrongly, then we, the buses, we can't park very well.
Why would they park wrong? Sometimes would they find passengers, and sometimes some people not have been parked. So most of our drivers are learner.
Some people park wrongly because of their ignorance of the things they do. They don't know the implication of parking like that. It constitutes go-slows on the roads and cause some accidents.
It causes accidents in the sense that it blocks the other people. It blocks their view. And you know, when your view is blocked, you can't see well. And if you can't see well, it causes accident.
Parking by the roadside will cause many damages that such that other people couldn't drive the way they want to drive because the road will not be free, and maybe it may cause accident. Even though they did not hit the car, particularly, they may end up hitting another car.
The most obvious reason why road safety is so important is that many lives are at stake when you are on the road. Measures need to be put in place to tackle issues like indiscriminate parking.
The town planning authority has a role equally in designing where places are meant for parking. Because you see a bank by the roadside, no parking place, no provision of that, and the town planners did not take that into consideration. In the same vein, you look at it in areas where there are ministries, you find the parking lots are not made provision on. And there are those kind of ministries or the banks attract a lot of people. And when they come with their vehicles, you find the whole place is jammed.
If there's a proper bus stop for parking of, or more like terminus, picking up a passenger, dropping up a passenger, I think it will reduce the cost of accident in this state.
If government can do something about it, those put people in place that will check the people that park wrongly on the road and those people that disobey traffic, so that the road will be free for everybody to use.
We are advising vehicle or drivers that wherever you go, you try to park your vehicle well. Because if you don't park your vehicle well, you are putting your life on the risk and other road users. And also the vehicle that you suffer to buy with your hard-earned money will be taken away without your knowledge.
As the number of vehicles continues to increase on the road per hour, it is of utmost importance that road users observe road safety rules and avoid indiscriminate parking.
Parking indiscriminately on major highways has its adverse effect on human lives. The clean and organized city we all hope to see might not be achieved if this continues. Let's take the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, where this menace is rampant. Vehicle owners park at will without consideration for established structure, sometimes making movement difficult. Wrongful parking is wrong for so many reasons. Lives could be lost and properties could be damaged. This accident happened as a car was speeding and crashed into a parked car along the road. One of the disadvantages of parking wrongly. Imagine if this car was parked the right way. Who could be at fault? The one speeding or the one that parked his car wrongly?
What happened was that this Camry Mozo is parking here, and the other car, this Toyota Corolla, I don't know if it's Uber or transport, but what I know is that he's carrying a lady at the back. He's coming down from CBN side down to this place with a speed, and he loses control. I don't know if his phone that is pressing, or maybe there is anything that happened with the car while he was driving, and he now hits this one. So, as in with the impact of the speed, he hits this Camry Mozo and the car rotated. The Camry Mozo now hits the Peugeot, the red car that is down there. You understand? As I'm talking to you now, the young lady that is the Corolla man is carrying at the back is very, very unconscious. They have rushed her. So some of the guys that is around here helped to carry the lady to the hospital. So she's presently in the hospital now. And the owner of the Camry is not here yet. It's like he parked the car to go to somewhere or something like that. So that is the situation before people now rushed and all that. The people that is parking here, sometimes VIO used to come and remove their numbers and all that. But they will feel that they are being wicked and all that. It's just because of this kind of situation that is making them not to allow people to park here and all that. Because this place is not meant for parking. There was no mark for you to park or anything. You understand? So that is it. Everybody is at fault. Both the person that parked and the person that was driving and all that. So I don't know what the guy, what he is thinking, or maybe where he will be running to that will make the impact on this car to be like this, because obviously he's going on a high speed. So that is just it. People should try and learn, park in a more secured place where you can come and see your car in one piece and all that.
How can this be put to an end? What are the unions doing to caution the drivers on wrongful parking? How can this be sustained for a safer road?
There are designated areas people should park. And those designated areas were marked based on road design. Okay? When you go beyond the designated areas to go and park indiscriminately and areas that are not allowed by law, what you have done is either you have taken up a space to be used by motorists, or you are taking up a space to be used by cyclists or tricyclists, or you're taking a space to be used by pedestrians. So you are encroaching from your own area to another person. So now, as we continue to compete, there's a strong competition of the available roads. The roads are not enough. And with increased urbanization and increased motorization, so you have more vehicles and more traffic on the way and all that. And sometimes you can't help it. Once you have such, there's going to be friction. So a vehicle that is supposed to be taking maybe 2 or 3 vehicles, you've narrowed there, and all that. The limited area, so the chances of increasing crashes on that goes high. And all that. So these is an issue, and it should be discouraged. If you make policies and laws that you cannot enforce, then of course you haven't achieved anything. You really have to find a way to enforce it. But the first step is advocacy. You advocate and let people understand. And then when they know that if they break the law will catch up with them. Even if you run today, in 6 months you're paying. If you break the law today, and in 6 months you're going to be paying maybe 50,000 naira from your hard-earned salary in this day and age, you won't want to break that law again. You park indiscriminately, and then a traffic officer appears from nowhere. He's not looking for you. Maybe you're not there. You've gone into the market or you've gone into the shop and all that. He'll just come and just pay something there. He walks away so that he can attend to other. He's not there looking for you to catch you and then start negotiating with you that you have to pay. Not at that point. Knowing fully well that the system will get you. Because if they press that on you, they already have your data. And with the digital imprint we're talking about, all they just need to do is either go through your system to pay that, or they will catch you. You get a point where, with technology again, you have broken law, and then there's a system where your vehicle cannot even cross. Because maybe you have a tow, and then at the get the tow, it says you can't cross because you're owing, and all that. You have no option. At that point, you have to either pay and then get that cleared out, or you have to pull apart, others for the traffic to continue to go, or to tow your car at that point. So at that point, the system has gotten and then that will serve as a deterrent. So that way, you use less physical enforcement, but now technology-based enforcement. So that is. If you have cameras, camera can time you. You're supposed to park in a place for 5 minutes because you want to drop off something, maybe a drop-off zone, and all that. And you leave your car there for 30 minutes. Once it passes that 5 minutes, 10 minutes, ching, bing, and then it starts reading. The meter starts continue to read. After maybe another, it reads again. It is using technology to be able to advance that. We need to invest in these things. And like I said, it's time we start seeing it as an investment. Investment with immediate benefits, with intermediate benefits, and long-term benefits. Immediate benefits in terms of number of life saves. Intermediate benefits in terms of psychosocial problem. So those side spaces are actually made for such emergency situation, where the critical situations like fire, ambulance, and all that could use those to get to a victim that require urgent attention and all that. Once people have taken up all that and packed that, you have a gridlock, and once you have a gridlock, you cannot carry the vehicles on the head. The ambulance has to wait. The fire operators, fire service vehicles have to wait, and meanwhile the damage is going on. So I think we have to look at that again and see how we can use all necessary resources.
This is not a new thing. It's for the private. It's not for commercials. It's not for commercials. Commercials, what they said, the local government, they should build a garage for us. Don't expect any commercial bus to just come park on the main road and to start parking passenger, and you enter, you risk your life. Because there is no any identification. Yes. You have to know you bought a vehicle from the garage, which your name will appear in the manifest. I could remember 1985, 86 in Lagos State, there are some streets. You will go and park there. Even there is place where you will pay money. But all this one is over. And if you travel to other countries, it's the same thing. Even source of income used to come through there in some countries. But Nigeria, we can easily put a law. But how many people will maintain the law? Then if government come out to impose the law, then the masses will start crying. Now that is a very big problem. The government can allocate it to a private partnership, and the government can decide to employ people to give them uniform to do the job. But in the payment, let me make this example for you. A car with federal government plate number, will you collect money from that car or no? Ministry of Transport, Police Affairs, Nigerian Army, Custom. The clarification of this must to come from the federal government, that every vehicles must pay, either a federal government, either a state government, either whatever. If not, we'll continue being in problem. Some people, because they are federal government and this is belong to the federal, they can park for 2, 3 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours.
Parking is one thing, causing accident is another thing. When you park, you have to be careful, you have to know to park the vehicles on command. Well, going forward, there are challenges everywhere. If you are owner of a vehicle or driver of a vehicle, you can't just go and park anywhere. And if you are driving, you see from a distance, you notice some heavy-duty truck. You have to be very careful. Tankers parking illegally, they don't have anywhere to park. If you see any truck, it's a heavy-duty truck, you see parking on the road. There is no place to park. Only in the north now, you see in Maralabanjos, there is one that is currently being built by either the state government. And there is another one that is already finished and is being occupied, Maralabanjos, Kaduna State government. If you go to Maralabanjos now, you will not see any tanker or vehicle parking on the road because there is a place for them. But Tapa, you see tankers left and right because there is nowhere to park. Where there is supposed to park is under construction. Going forward, if you are going to Kano, of course, there is a truck park at Dakasale, and I understood from the construction, Abuja, Kaduna, Kano, there is a plan for truck parks so that trucks will park off the road. But for now, pending such, trucks will not definitely have to park off the road because there is nowhere to park.
No road user owns the road. The space provided, though not enough and not well structured sometimes, should be used properly. Otherwise, the situation turns chaotic and may lead to loss of lives. This is where we conclude the episode this week. You can stay in touch with the program on the social media handle on Twitter at RoadMattersNTA or send a mail to roadmatters@nta.ng. Until the next episode, I am Fatima Umar. Remember, if you park wrongly, you park at your own risk, and you will face the consequences of your action. Be good as you drive. Bye-bye.